Hi, I'm Paul Butler from Sky Television, and I'm a design director in the Sky Creative area. I think the first is passion. The second perhaps is an understanding of the craft that they are fine-tuning on their course. And maybe the third is to understand who they are, so that obviously when they present themselves to interview, that they have all of those ingredients in front of that particular interviewer, so that they exude a confidence and they exude a sense of focus about what they are, what they're about to do, and where they're about to go. I think it's not understanding that they need to commit themselves from the word go, and I think that 3 years can seem a long time as a graduate, but in fact it's a very short time, as we will find out eventually. But actually, if they hit the ground running right from the start and they start to understand about how they're going to present themselves, as well as obviously committing to the course, that then they have an advantage over those who obviously won't start committing themselves until maybe even the third year. So it's that sense of understand they've got to really go for it right from the start. If they're not prepared and they don't understand why they're there and who they've come to see, I think that's the big thing. That if they clearly seem to be unable to grasp the situation and how they're supposed to present themselves, and are clued up as to the job that they might be applying for, if they've got that background information and that knowledge and they clearly have that focus, and that's great. But if they are kind of almost asking the interviewer to accept the fact that they are a graduate and they don't know a lot and they're not prepared, then I think that is something they're going to be disadvantaged by, and it certainly annoys an interviewer if that person doesn't have that focus and that preparation. Unfortunately, it happens a lot. Unfortunately, I would say that perhaps 6 or 7 out of 10 candidates that I meet sometimes don't have that kind of focus and that understanding about the importance of the interview and the fact that they need to present themselves in the right way. And I think sadly they do come unprepared. And I think our medium that I'm in, say, which is all about graphics and about the visual image, with the technology that surrounds us, they think that somehow they don't need to actually come equipped with all sorts of visual material that is also hard copies, as well as their website, as well as a DVD, as well as something technical. If that technical portfolio that they have doesn't work, then they have nothing to back it up. So I think there's an awful lot that they can do to prepare themselves properly. There are a lot of tips, but I think the first one is to exude a confidence and a passion for what you are about to launch yourself into. And I think, yes, preparation is the other tip. Well, the best advice I can give for someone either in their first year or their second year is to really start to think about who they are and how they're going to focus themselves to be a cut above the rest. Not just listening to what the course has to offer, not just listening to the tutors, not just answering those questions and doing that, but thinking outside of the box and thinking about all those extra things that you can do, that you can self-motivate. So in the creative arena, you can set your own projects. You can be working up things outside of the course curriculum that give you that extra edge, and that will give you a better understanding of what hopefully you're doing on the course. You can also be approaching business, you can approach industry through any manner of techniques and ways of doing that in order to gain more knowledge, so that you become a more rounded person before you even leave college or university, so that actually you get some depth behind you when you go for those interviews. So to really focus in the first year, never mind the second year, that you are ahead of the game. So those mature students who come in, who have already had that experience, of course will have that advantage, but it doesn't mean that if you haven't come from industry and you're going on a course as further education or as someone who's older, you can actually gain some of that experience by just going out there and trying to get as much information as you can.